What is up, YouTube? It's Prodigy bringing you a brand new video, and today, guys, we're gonna be looking at the Horns of the Reach patch notes. So today, this is gonna be a very depressing video, but we're just gonna scroll down and think about all the millions of hours I'm gonna have to spend grinding this patch. But anyways, let's go take a look at what we got here. I'm gonna be covering only the PvP aspect of this, so I don't really care about the PvE or anything like that. I just care about PvP. So with that being said, let's get right into it here. We got some new dungeons and all that. Collectibles, titles, all that crap. You know how it is every game. But anyways, we got the new item sets. So we got light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor, and a monster match in each dungeon. So that's 8 sets in total. And we're gonna have the ones dropping the Falk Wreath Hold, whatever that is. And the first set we're gonna have, this is a light armor set. Max Magicka, Magic Recovery. Healing done, and when you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, you create a circle of consecrated ground that heals you and your allies for 5 meters for 11,000 health over 10 seconds. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. I think it's okay, but it's not as good as other magic healing sets in my opinion. I just feel like, I don't know, like a fully charged, I don't see like the point of that. Like, I mean, I understand like you're gonna sustain a little bit better with that and get some like free heals over there, but think about it. If you think about it this way, that's cut in half over like a certain period of like, you know, as like in PvP, so I just don't see that being that powerful. I know it's over 10 seconds as well, so it's not even like a lot at all by any means. So it's definitely not worth it. This first set's AIDS. And next up, we got the Pillar of the Nirn. This can be a medium armor set. God bless medium armor users, because they don't. I mean, they're not even like, you can't even wear medium armor this update. It's not even a thing anymore. They took it out of the game. So now we have max stamina, weapon critical, weapon damage. When you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to create a fissure underneath the enemy after 1 second, dealing 2,000 physical damage to all enemies within 2.5 meters, causing them to bleed for an additional 8,000 physical damage over 10 seconds. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. Low-key, it's alright, but I don't think it's that good. Again, it's a bleed over time, and plus it's only 10% chance. Like, I feel like there's other sets that are proc sets that are better, and everybody's saying that proc sets are absolutely destroy this update. I mean, maybe I missed a couple things in the update, but for what I've seen, they look okay, I guess. But anyways, we got Iron Blood, heavy, and that is max health, physical resistance, spell resistance. And get this is probably the dumbest 5-piece I've ever saw in my entire life, right? When you take damage, you have an 8% chance to turn your blood into pure iron and gain major protection for 10 seconds, reducing your damage taken by 30%, but your movement speed is reduced by 75%. And this effect can occur once every 15 seconds. That is 8. Okay, like that, like it turned out to be absolutely amazing, and then bang, they somehow made it into 8s. Like they just, like, I mean, unless that can be purged, like if you can purge the, the movement speed on that, I think that low-key would be kind of nice. But I don't know, like, who the hell would be doing that? I mean, no tanks really have any of that. I mean, I guess like if you're running like Lich on your tank or something, and like, I don't know, Ultra Master, you could maybe, hit purge, but other than that, like, at least not a Dragonite, for example. I mean, maybe if you're like a Stamsork tank who's like using the stamina to block, and then you got your magic that you can just keep, filling with it. Actually, I don't even know how this would be viable in any way, shape, or form, to be honest with you. That's actually terrible. Anyways, let's go on to the monster home here. We got max stamina, max magicka. That's low-key nice. That's actually a really nice monster set, one piece right there. I'm going to have to get that for sure, 100%. Definitely going to be getting that, especially for Battlegrounds. And when you deal damage, you have 15% chance to create either Ring of Fire or Ring of Molten Earth around you for 10 seconds, which deals 1,000 flame damage or 1,000 physical damage every 1 second. Standing within the ring grants you 200 spell damage or 200 weapon damage. This effect can occur once every 15 seconds. So low-key, I think that's okay, but I want to know like the meter range on that though. Like what's the diameter on the circle? That's what they're really not telling us. And I feel like that could play a big role in whether people run this set or not. For example, if say your allies as well, they get affected by this, maybe a healer could definitely run this in PvE, PvP. It also depends on like how big it is. Can your allies get that as well? So things like that. Next off, we got Bloodfoot Forge, Flame Blossom, Light. That is max magicka, spell damage, spell penetration, which I thought was really good. Like, that's a really good 4-piece right there, especially because penetration is getting lowered this update. And then when you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to summon a line of flame that moves forward, dealing 8,000 flame damage to an enemy in its path. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. Personally, I think the set's actually really good. But the problem with this is, in the same sense for PvP anyways, you really don't have any sustain, so you can't really run proc sets like you used to be able to. Now, since I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to either run Lich or Seducer as a guaranteed for PvP at least, you're gonna have to definitely you could run a 5-piece, but I feel like Spinners is definitely gonna take the gold this update. Spinners and Lich is definitely best in slot this update, so this really isn't going to make too much of a role. I mean, you can maybe make this instead of Spinners, but I think you're just going to get less damage overall. I don't see it being worth it. Next off, we got the Blood Drinker medium. Against useless, it's medium, but just look at this right here. The 2 and the 4-piece just tell you that it's useless. So weapon critical, weapon damage, weapon critical. So weapon criticals are useless, although they are getting buffed this update. So this will give you about 10% weapon critical, I'm pretty sure. But it increases the damage you deal with bleed damage over time effects by 20%. So the 5-piece is really bad because bleeds. It's not that good. Next off, we got the Hog Raven's Garden. So that's max health, health recovery, healing taken. Doesn't look too bad for a tank so far, except the health recovery I'll dip that. But when you take damage while under 15% health, you summon a preservation of nature around you for 5 seconds. Any damage you take with enemies from enemies outside of the preservation is reduced by 50%. And the first time an enemy tries to enter the preservation, they are knocked back 5 meters. This effect can occur once every 45 seconds. I feel like this is low key alright. When you take the less damage for 50%, I'm not really getting this here. Like, why are you getting damage? Like, okay, any damage you take from enemies outside the preservation is reduced by 50%. So that means like only ranged attacks are going to deal less damage to you. And when I was looking at this, I feel like this is going to be actually amazing. But then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, this is kind of overpowered, too good to be true. Then I realized, yes, it is too good to be true because it's only 5 seconds, and it's once every 45 seconds. So this would have been best in slot. Like, for example, if they made this, say, like 15 seconds, and this was once every 45, I feel like this could be best in slot, but I don't think it will be, just because of that. Next up, we got Earthgore Monster. That's healing done, so that's really good. 1-piece, like a really good 1-piece for a healer. Then when you heal a friendly target that's under 50% health, you conjure a pool of quenching blood underneath them, which soaks up enemy placed effects instantly and heals all friendly targets in the area for 30,000 health over 3 seconds. This effect can occur once every 35 seconds. It's low-key nice, but it's at the same time, like, it's really not, because I mean, it's once every 35 seconds. It's not used. You can't almost instantly proc it, unlike some. And it's just, I mean, like, you have to have an enemy placed effect. That's the problem with this. This is like almost completely useless in a lot of situations, so not too good. And of course, we got the new die as well, because that's the best part. Anyways, Battlegrounds, we got a new game mode, even though they're not even fixed in the first place. So I don't know why the hell I actually hate them, first of all. If I ever told you guys that, if you've been subscribing to me for a while, you know that I hate ZeniMax. I think they are the worst marketing team. I think they're the worst game developers in existence. Every other game's just even worse, though. That's the problem. But new Battleground game mode, Chaos Ball. Battlegrounds aren't even fixed in the first place. You can't even get a game with friends, and they're already adding a new game mode. Like, what is wrong with them? I actually don't understand. But anyways, a new game mode is being introduced. Grab bag with Chaos Ball added into the rotation for all maps. This mode introduces a single ball in the game. Your team earns points by holding the ball. You can carry the ball around and use your abilities freely, and there are no other requirements for scoring other than holding it as long as you can. Holding the ball comes at a cost, as the Chaos Ball has stacking healing and shield debuff, as well as pulsing oblivion damage to all enemies in the area, including the ball carrier. There's no sigils of power in this game mode, and the game ends when the team has scored 500 points or the match hits 15-minute mark. I got a couple questions for this one. First of all, now I know a tank would probably be able to hold this pretty long, but I know they can't hold this forever, and you can't really run a tank so it wouldn't be viable, because then, if you really think about it, like, I mean, you're going to have people attacking, you're going to have oblivion damage on you, so heal debuffs, shield debuffs, so you're really not going to be able to live as a tank, so it'd be kind of useless to play as one. That was my first worry when I first saw this. But then I was thinking, like, it's just, can you pass it at least? Like, I mean, that kind of makes sense to me. I mean, I would hope when, like, the player dies, you can take it at least. I don't know. It just seems like it's not really, like, the best game mode, or, I mean, because I know people could, before the game, especially if we actually get group play ever, who knows when, I mean, I feel like groups who, like, just or stamina users could actually run medium armor. I know, right? Medium armor, and they could run just full-on sprint sets, right, with all well fitted, and just run around and just win the game in like 2 seconds, if you can pass it. Other than that, I think it won't be that beneficial, but you never know. I mean, I don't know. Next off, we got the new Battleground map, Arcane University. Arcane University is now available in the Battleground map. Of course, we never know what this will be like. I feel like the Battleground maps are pretty good. I don't like some of them. I mean, I guess they're good for there. I mean, they're not my favorites. I mean, I like the lava one the best. The other two, it's whatever. I'm fine playing with them. The fiery one is definitely the best. The dwarven one's the worst, and the other one is pretty good. It's okay. Miscellaneous Battleground updates. You earn a medal for each tick of scoring while holding Chaos Ball. You can earn additional medals for holding the ball for at least 30, 60, or 90 seconds. So that's okay. I mean, I guess so. What I'm getting from this though is on Chaos Ball, you're not really going to be taking that much damage, because if you can hold this for 90 seconds, it's not going to be too much. I don't know. Maybe it will be. Maybe it won't. Maybe we need a healer in this. But maybe 90 is a lot of points. Maybe get extra points for having 90 seconds because it's really hard to keep you up. Maybe 30 is pretty easy. 60 is in the middle, like you're most likely going to die, and then 90 is almost impossible. So maybe it's something like that. But again, I don't really know. Hopefully it's like a multiplier on the healing debuffs and all that, shield debuffs, and you know, oblivion damage keeps getting multiplied. That'd be kind of nice. Almost like in White Gold Tower when there's like the HO where you gotta like cut it around, you keep getting like a stacking dot on you, kind of like that. That's what I hope it's like. New motifs, so again you got those. Miscellaneous quality of life updates. Guild invites and guild invite acceptances in the guild history now include the account name for extended invitation. Add the guild rank permission. View guild bank gold. Who controls the guild bank's rank ability to see the amount of gold stored in the guild bank. This automatically withdraw gold bank is selected. That's actually really stupid. I kind of don't like that because now it's going to get even more corruption in the game. So that's really, I don't get why you would even put that in the game in the first place. Like, there's actually no reason to change that. But for some reason, you got some dude randomly just trying to fix things that don't need to be fixed again. It's sauce. You already know. Crafting and chanting. Alright, so here we go. So now you can't cancel an active research if you want to start researching something else instead. That's pretty useful. I kind of like that. The item consumed during research initiation will not be refunded. It's pretty obvious. It's been that way for 3 years now, ZeniMax. Don't need to say that. Items can now be locked or unlocked from the improvement screen. Locked items can also be improved only if it is 100% chance. I kind of like that as well because that way you don't mess up improvement. Equipped items can now be improved. It's pretty nice. Kind of like that. You no longer be warned that an item can be destroyed if the upgrade chance is 100%. Chanting a locked item will now require an additional confirmation. That's fine. I like that. Gameplay, combat cues, don't need them. Damage over time abilities will now display the number. Hits you received from the ability next to the ability icon. Itemization, blah blah blah. Pretty sure everything's good here. Champion point increase, yes, finally. Actually, these are useless now. Champion points are basically completely useless to me, anyways. I don't really. I'm not doing any champion point ventures anymore. PvE maybe sometimes, but you know, it just comes down to experience anymore, especially in this game, because I feel like Battlegrounds, that's the only thing I'm really hyped for. So champion points aren't too big of a matter to me right now. Maybe when I do Cyrodiil, but not at the moment. We have 30 champion point increase there, so that's pretty nice. Level 50 characters for each alliance. Start with many item sets available. 1 Tamriel and Morrowind updates. Start the initial alliance zone. It's cool. It's pretty nice. Potential way shrines. Travel them easier. New item sets are not added yet to templates. Encourage you to find, test, and utilizing. Blah blah blah. Let's see here. Creating a high-level templated character no longer floods your inbox with rewards for worthy mails. I'm not really too sure what this even means, to be honest with you. Like, I know my mail, that's all that is. It's backed up so much, it's annoying. But fix an issue with the Medusa weapon bag. The character templates were gone. I don't even know what this even means. Like, bro, what even is that? What is a weapon bag? Anyways, houses and all that, Battlegrounds. It was renamed Battleground Game. We capture the fight, capture the relic. Pretty smart. Fix the UI-related issue with the rewards earned on the end of the Battleground would overlap with elements on the Battleground scoreboard. It's fine. Arts and animations. I don't think anything's really fixed for animation canceling there. I think everything's fine. Numerous gaps, clipping. It's a bunch of random things here. I think nothing's really too crazy on this part right here. General, we got some random crap. Animal companions, cunning dive, morph can now be. Okay, here we go. So this should be warden. Okay, this is gonna be like all the just weird things here. So we got warden. As you know, it's pretty broken, I think, in my opinion, anyways. So this morph can now be cast while you are silent. Subterranean assault. This morph can now be cast while you're silenced. Green balance. Building seeds. This morph can now be cast even when you have an enemy target on your reticle. Nature's gift. Update this passive ability to tooltip to indicate its cooldown. Wooden's embrace. Crystallized shield. Updated this ability in its morph's tooltip to indicate the maximum damage that they can absorb from a single projectile. That's pretty fine. Warden bug fixes. Wow. Green balance. Healing seed. Fix your grammatical error of the tooltip and the ability in its morphs. Fix an issue where the ability in its morphs could be cast on certain critters. Frozen gate. Fix your grammatical error in this ability's tooltip. It's fine. Monsters. Monster abilities. World bosses. Random. Should be it there. Nothing too useful here. Let's keep going down here until we find something related to PvP. That's quest and zones. We don't need that. UI general error. This could be useful. No. Combat and gameplay here. So I'm sure something here is gonna be shout out Gina Bruno. Shout out. Let's see what we got here. Dungeons. I know they're making Imperial City Prison and White Gold Tower a little bit easier. So I guess that's cool if you guys can't do that yet. I know it's pretty hard when you're low level. Let's see here. Oh, this was pretty cool. Exploration itemization. Telvar jewelry box latchments now sell rings and necklaces directly. No intervening box. I guess it's completely useless, but I guess it's cool at the same time. These items are always champion 160 with legendary gold quality. Kind of obvious. I don't see why that was even have to be stated. Their cost remains the same. 100,000 Telvar a piece. Again, why that have to be stated. As a result, these changes, these vendors, blah blah blah, are now known as Telvar jewelry merchants. Why do you have to change the name? I really don't understand. That's fine. I don't know why you had to change it. It's whatever. Quests and zones. Random crap again. Let's see here. Item sets. Weapons and armor from the Briarheart will now drop in full set of normal traits. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The idea of weird sets, I remember that. Or weird traits. So let's see. Eventually we're going to get down to something that's nice. Eventually we're going to get down to everything that's useful. Let's give us. Oh, here we go. Alright, guys. Now here we go to the combat balance, right? You know, they've been trying to balance this game for about I think it's been 4 years now, to be honest. It has been about 4 years that they've been trying to balance this game. And every single time they manage to mess up. So let's just take a deep look into the minds of ZeniMax and their creators. So we got combat balance here in general. Just an elemental status effects such as burning concussion, they will now scale with your max magicka and max stamina. In addition to that, your spell damage and weapon damage. Their damage has also been adjusted due to this new scaling and should remain relatively unchanged, with an exception to burning, which now deals approximately double the damage of before. Burning now lasts 4 seconds, ticks every 2 seconds, previously lasting 3 seconds and ticking every 1.5 seconds. The total damage ticks remain unchanged. Poisoned now deals its total damage over 6 seconds, down from 12 seconds. Concussion, chilled secondary effects, minor vulnerability, and minor maim now last 4 seconds, down from 6 and 5 respectively. Some pets and abilities and item sets now move 10% faster. Dodge rolling now grants immunity to mobilizations when it is used when you are silenced. Alright, so let's take a look at what this means here. Okay, so now elemental effects and burning concussion, they now scale with your max magicka or max stamina. So I mean, that's kind of a nerf in my opinion to things like Destawat. For example, it's no longer going to scale off your spell damage. You can't be rocking 5k spell damage going to a Zerg and bomb them anymore. I don't know if that's really going to happen. Just making pets stronger again. Shout out ZeniMax. Burning now lasts 4 seconds and ticks every 2 seconds. So I guess that's fine. I guess it's not even a difference at all. Poison now deals total damage over 6 seconds, down from 12 seconds. That's actually amazing. It's really good buff. 100% buff actually. That's really good. Concussion and chilled secondary effects, right there, down from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. So completely useless. And then the pets as well move 10% faster. That's really good. Abilities from item sets as well. So I'm assuming that's like I don't know, maybe like the set that makes you sprint faster, you go faster. I don't know, but that summon pets one is definitely really good. Dodge rolling now grants immunity to mobilizations when you were silenced. It's pretty good as well. I actually really like that. That dodge rolling ones actually should have been in the game for the last 3 years, but it's whatever. Dragonite Ardent Flame. This passive now increases the damage of burning and poison by 25 and 50% down from 66. That's a nerf right there for the DK. Let's see here. Dragonic Power. Dark Talons ability and Choking Talons morph now deals damage instead of physical damage or magic damage. Again, nobody really cares about this stuff. I mean, if you're Magic Dragonite, you probably care a little bit, but not in my world here. Obsidian Shard, Storm Fist Morph. Increase the radius of heal, and this morph from 28 to 28 meters from 10 meters. Okay, so that's actually amazing right there. That's really good. Next off, Sorcerer, my class right there. Storm Calling. This ability and its morphs now use your highest critical strike rating to determine their critical strike chance. It's pretty common. I don't even know why this would even be like a question in the first place. I'm pretty sure that was always this way, unless it was different. I don't know. I don't know why it would scale off something that's 10% when you could scale off something that's like 80%. It just doesn't make sense to me. This ain't adding up. This ain't adding up, guys. Next up, we got the World Werewolf. Updated silver animations using certain werewolf abilities to improve their response time when weaving them with other abilities. Smart 10 max. Mage's Guild Fire Rune. This ability is morphs to now head into enemy players. That's actually, truthfully, that Fire Rune right there, that's actually really nice. Like, that's hidden from players. Like, imagine if you could have Daedric Mines that were hidden from players, bro. That would absolutely, like, that wouldn't even be fair. That'd be retarded. So I kind of like how that is. However, you can't place more than like one down at a time, so that's really good. I actually really like that change. Something good that they did. Maybe people actually run Fire Rune now, and maybe on like an overload bar or something. Buffs and debuffs. Minor Defile. Debuff now increases the enemy's health recovery. Decreases the enemy's health recovery in addition to decreasing their healing received. That's really good. I guess it's pretty good. Spoilers. Mundus Stone. Developers comments. These values. Okay, this is one of the biggest changes in the game right now, and personally, I think this update, my character is getting the biggest buff ever, and I'm a Mag Sork for you guys that don't know, so this is about to be insane. Okay, so the values and bonuses of most Mundus Stones have been adjusted in the following ways. So the Apprenticed now got bumped up to spell damage to 238 from 167. That's insane. First of all, that's a big buff. That's not even counting in Divines yet. I'm pretty sure that's not. Yeah, it's not counting in Divines. So let's see. Mundus Stone values and bonuses have been retuned. Blah 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 blah. You guys can read that if you want. 1.85 times of this item set bonus. So that's what that's useful for. But this is literally what the max Divines used to be. I'm pretty sure 238. So now you're getting like basically all Divines for free. And if you did wear all Divines, you probably get somewhere in the 300s for a Mundus Stone, which is actually insane. That means that what is it? Twice Point Star is going to be absolutely amazing in this update. So we got that. So that increases your spell damage to 238. Increases your magic recovery to 238 again. Lady grants huge physical and spell resistance value. Now grants both, to be honest with you. So that's actually really, really good now. And it gives you 3k armor value for just having this for both. That's really good. However, I mean, the magic recovery is still going to be the best for a tank. The Lover now grants physical and spell penetration instead of granting spell resistance. Okay, now guys, this is a little bit, in my opinion, this is a little bit controversial here, because in my opinion, you're not going to be running this, because even though spell penetration and physical penetration are absolutely destroyed this update, you're going to have to run something along the lines of spinners, etc. And if you had more than that, you'd be just sort of being unbeneficial to yourself. So by using this instead of getting 238 spell damage, I really think that it's not going to be beneficial. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I guess so. I mean, people still gotta do math like Gilliam and all them. So I'm sure they'll do that and figure it out. But as of right now, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's doing it for me. However, that is really good. It's gonna equate to about the same thing, to be honest with you. But again, it all depends on who you're fighting. If you're fighting a magic character, again, it's gonna mean nothing. If you're fighting a medium armor character, which is not that many, you're gonna, it's gonna mean something. And if you're fighting a heavy armor character, which there are a lot of, it's gonna mean a lot. So again, you sort of got to gear it off of what you're going to be doing. But we got to see the numbers still. We can't, make any assumptions without seeing these numbers. Everything varies by about 5% if you want to min-max. So that's the way that it is. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water there. I'm dead. Okay, so the Lord increased max health from 2231 from 1452. So health buff. Mage buff, you get more max magicka, really good as well. Serpent increased stamina recovery to 238 from 167, really good again. Steed, you no longer, okay, for the Steed you no longer get a speed bonus. I just noticed that right there. You used to get a speed bonus for the Steed, you no longer get that. So that's actually really stupid. You should get a speed bonus with this. I feel like you get health recovery, yeah, but like you should definitely get a speed bonus. Next off, we got the Thief. Reduce critical strike chance from 9% from 11%, or increase it. Okay, all right, no, decrease. My bad. I don't even know what I just said there. So that's a tough fucking nerf and a half right there. That means that spell damage is gonna be better to run overall instead of the Thief. In my opinion, I think it's gonna be better. The max magical one's gonna be better than that. Spell penetration one's gonna be better than that. I don't really think I'm gonna be running Thief this update. It's just not gonna happen for my builds. The Tower increased max stamina to 2,000 instead of 1,300 again. Weapon damage, blah blah blah, and yeah. So I think this is actually, it's an alright change. It's kind of balanced now. It's gonna be pretty hard deciding on what you're gonna want to get this update for that. Combat fixes improvements here. Oh god, we got so many things that got changed. Oh my lord. Alright, so let's see what we can find here. Let's see what this says. Having less visual effects on your screen's opponent's views, visual clarity, and performance makes it easier to respond to more important visuals when it comes from enemy attacks. That's true. I agree with this comment. This is something smart they actually said here. By having less timers and buffs on your screen, it's actually better, in my opinion. Although I'd like to have a couple on, but I can't pick and choose really specific skills, so it's whatever. Some pets will no longer despawn and respawn when attempting to follow you. I guess that's pretty good. I guess their movement speed got buffed as well. I don't really know how much that's going to affect people. I think it's going to be better overall, because when you're in a close area fight, like a duel, it's going to be better. Fix an issue where permanently summoned pets such as unstable familiar or wild guardian would cause you to unsheath your weapons every time you zone into a new area. I guess it's really useless. Fix an issue where the cooldown buff from spear shards and necrotic orb synergy had different names. Doesn't really matter. It's not even an issue in the first place, but I mean, I guess it is an issue, but nobody uses that. So sending your combat pet to attack enemy. Default Y plus left click. Now waits until your pet reaches it to target to start combat. This is whatever. Now combat pets now more accurately reflect the creature's name. I don't even know what that. I don't even know what the fuck that means, bro. That's pure PvE-ness role playing. DK Dragonic Power. Dark Talons fixed an issue with the ability morphs were not displaying their visual effect when they were killing blow on the enemy. It's fine. Weapon two-handed. Reverse Slash fixed an issue with this ability morphs would grant slightly less than 300% damage. Bonus against target at 1% health. I guess that's whatever. That's a buff right there, I guess. The Desto Staff. This is what I'm worried about here. Add new icons for each elemental variant. Blah blah blah. Fix an issue where lightning staff heavy attacks were not commanding your pets to attack the target. Elemental fix an issue where the ability and its morphs were not displaying correct tooltip information. Okay, they didn't even change anything in the Desto Staff there. That's pretty good. Resto Staff Healing Word fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs could be cast on environmental traps. I didn't even know that was a thing, and I played this game a lot. I'm not too sure what they're even talking about here. I don't even know what the hell they're saying in this aspect there, but that's cool. That's a buff, I guess. Armor, light armor, dampen magic. Fixed an issue with this morph was displaying extraneous buff icons. Okay. Let's see. I always use dampen magic too. It's the best one, guys. Trust me. Guild, Fighters Guild, Silver Boats. Fixed an issue with this displaying its morphs for hiding your weapon visuals for slightly longer than abilities animations. All right. World, Werewolf, Roar. Fixed an issue with this ability and its morphs for not displaying the debuff icon on their off-balance effect. That's probably good. I don't know. Bannekin, Arches, and Stranglers now lash faster if they can't affect you. Mud Crabs now stay submerged. Ranger's Lightweight Trap is now always removed when triggering. That's okay. That's cool. Itemization balance. Wow, this is such another big part, guys. I can't even explain to you. All right, so we're gonna. Okay, so this next part is really important. So pay close attention here. I know this is long, but pay close attention. Decisive increases the chance to generate one ultimate to 40% from 34%, so that's absolutely useless. Defending reduces the spell and physical resistance granted you from 2752 from 1560. So defending actually got cut in half, guys. That's insane. Okay, Infuse, increase the bonus value granted for each apply enchantment from 30% from 20%, and increase the cooldown reduction to applied enchantment to 50% from 40%. So Infuse got a little bit of a buff there. That's pretty good. Neuron Hone, increase the bonus to the weapon's damage, get this, by 15% from 11%, so 4% buff. Powered increases the bonus to healing done to 9% from 7%, again a big buff. Precise, increase the critical strike chance granted to 9% from 7%, another buff. And here we go, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's scroll on here. Sharpen, reduce the spell and physical penetration granted to 2752 from 5160. The biggest nerf in the entire game, and this is why the market is destroyed. Everybody's gonna have to run Nern Hone now, and if you're not running a Nern Hone Maelstrom Inferno staff, in my opinion, you're really stupid. Or if you can't get one, you're absolutely shit out of luck. I'm sorry. The Sharpen is gonna absolutely be destroyed this update. You have to go with anything over Sharpen. It's just stupid. You can't run it anymore. Like, you can't. It just doesn't give you enough physical and spell penetration to equate having enough damage. Like, you just wouldn't do it. You'd go with Nern Hone because Nern Hone was already really close to Sharpened. Okay, for example, guys, if you had a regular Maelstrom staff, okay, and let's say it was defending, okay, you get the same damage with that weapon bonus, with that weapon and spell damage bonus as a sharpened weapon. It's the exact same. So now when you add Nern Hone on top of that with that damage bonus, it's going to stack even higher. As long as you have a 20% buff on, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a few percent higher than your spell and physical penetration damage that's going to be with the Maelstrom Inferno staff. I'm pretty sure. Now, I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure if it's not really close, it has to be higher, if not really close, like exactly the same. Anyways, charged, intricate, ornate, and training remain unchanged. Prosperous armor trait. Get this. This one's kind of interesting, but I feel like they should buff this a little bit. The prosperous armor trait has been redesigned to give it combat function, and now grants 11 health, magicka, and stamina recovery as a gold quality item instead of a gold gain. So that means that you're gonna get 77 extra recovery for having all prosperous gear and gold, and that's gonna be in health, magicka, and stamina recovery. So if you really think about it, that's actually pretty nice of a bonus there. 200 recoveries overall, but at the same time, it's not like it just doesn't give you enough of one specific stat to make it worth it, in my opinion. If they made that maybe 15 points or maybe even like 16 or 17 points, I feel like if this was like 17 or 18 points, I could see people running this. I think a couple people would run it. Maybe, I'm not too sure. Truthfully, I think in order to make this viable over other ones, you'd probably have to make this somewhere around, God, I don't know, maybe 25. If you got like 25 from each, then that would probably make it a little bit viable. It just doesn't seem just too good to me. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it doesn't seem the best. Reduce the damage on the damaged health, oblivion, weapon, enchantment by approximately 6%. That's actually really good because that was hella overpowered. People knew how to use it right. Weapon damage enchantments will no longer proc the initial attack is dodged. Weapon enchantments will no longer proc if the initial attack is dodged. That's smart. That's smart. I don't know why it would in the first place. That's smart. It's a good fix. Item sets here. Let's see what this says here. Developer comments. Proc sets. Changes in monster balance. Maybe this is what everybody's talking about. I didn't read this far down. Item sets have received 2 major rebalancing efforts into update with the focus on introducing more counterplay to certain items, set procs, and improving diversity in monster mass choice. You already know this is about to be terrible. To introduce more counterplay in certain item set procs, we've changed the method in which they deal damage. Oh no. While we are happy with the current damage values of these item sets, having them deliver damage in unavoidable bursts has led to unsatisfying PvP experience. It has not, if you know how to play the games. Then I mean, I understand sometimes, but alright, hold on. I digress. Let me just keep reading. The procs on these item sets have now unique mechanics to delay their damage, along with accompanying visual effects to allow more time to react to them. Alright, I guess. Alright, that's okay. I gotta see what it's like though. I haven't read any of this. Go hand in hand and with release to 2 monster mask sets, we've rebalanced most of the older monster masks to ensure that every monster mask confirms similar damage, healing, survivability standards. Most monster masks were brought up in power, though a few were adjusted slightly downwards. Let me guess, Falcon Scorpius is like 1% chance now at like 1,000 damage. They always nerf that every single update. I don't know why. Okay, universally adjusted values of some 1, 2, 3, 4 piece values for all item sets. Okay, so this gets a little bit interesting as well. Okay, this is, wow. Okay, so, and this is for item sets, guys. This is what you got to keep in mind here. Max health, magicka, and stamina have been increased by 13.3%. Weapon critical and spell critical ratings have been increased by 55%. So that's a big buff right there for those bonuses that were always useless. Physical and spell resistance has been increased by 13.8%, so useless. And physical and spell penetration has been decreased by 22%. So what that means is on a set bonus, and you're not really going to be running set bonuses like that, besides maybe spinners. But even then, spinners is going to be a little bit controversial now. And the reason for that is because I do not believe there's a stamina spell penetration set yet. Unless they just added one, I'm not too sure. To my awareness, they have not. But the way that this is going to be working out is going to be kind of iffy, based on like just pure damageness with like willpower and maybe two pieces of 1 piece max magickas, and all that. It's gonna kind of be weird equating that with spinners now for damage, because you are going to be getting stamina and magicka buffs with those 1 pieces. So this is going to be really weird how this plays out, in my opinion. So let's dive right in and see what we can look at here. Any monsters summoned by an item proc set now inherits any bonuses you have. The most notable bonuses are damage done and healing done from passive abilities, major and minor buffs, or the champion system. I guess that's pretty good. That's actually retardedly good. Wow. Okay, Bloodspawn. Decrease the amount of ultimate generated from this item set proc from 14 to 14 from 15. Why? Like, why are you changing that? I don't understand. It wasn't even overpowered in the first place. Bloodspawn is, I don't like it in the first place, but people love it for some reason. Like, if you're a tank, for example, you already have max armor caps. I don't know what the hell people are fighting Bloodspawn for. Like, it's just, I don't understand. Like, the ultimate, it wasn't that good. But I guess you can roast me in the comments by saying it's good. I don't know. Next up, we got Death's Wind. This item set now grants crowd control immunity to the enemy after knocking them back. It's really, well, no, that shouldn't even be a thing. That should not be a thing, in my opinion. That's really stupid. You're completely devoiding an entire set. I guess it's stupid. I don't know. I think that's just dumb. If they can be immune and then this procs, and then they still get knocked back, I guess I'd be fine with that. But I don't know, though. That's kind of iffy. I don't really like that. But nobody even runs the set in the first place. It doesn't really matter. Grathgar, decrease the damage of this item set by proc by 10%. Wow, that's absolutely disgusting. They already nerfed that so bad. This is what people are talking about. I didn't even see this. I haven't looked this far down yet. Oh my god. Decrease the damage of that. I was going to run Grathgar before it got nerfed, but I decided not to because you can't crit on it and the damage is reduced by 10%. Like, what? I'm just confused. Like, why would you do that? Increase the damage of this item set proc by 10%. Lord Boyden, increase the radius of the item set proc from 8 meters to 5. Really, that's really good. That's a really good update. I like that. Divineth, increase the damage of this item set proc by 20%. Wow. That's powerful. That's too big of a buff in my opinion. I think people might actually run that now. Actually, they wouldn't though, because the damage, even though the damage is higher, it's a 1-piece max health, so it's useless. God damn it, Cinemax. Okay, Night Flame, increase the proc chance from this item set to 5% from 3%, and change the 1-piece bonus to max magicka instead of max health. Okay, that's finally. I'm happy with that. That's a good change. Look at that. That's a really good change. They finally needed to buff this set for the last like 4 years, and they haven't done it yet. So I'm actually happy that they did that. That's a really good buff. People are actually gonna run Night Flame now. Like, you're gonna see people running Night Flame. That's really good now. That's gonna be really good. Poisonous Serpent, increase the proc chance of this item set to 50% from 25, but decrease the damage from 3,400 poison damage from 6,800 poison damage. Rip, rip, rip. Selecting this item's proc set now displays a hostile telegraph to enemy players, indicating the area of it is area of effect. What does that even mean? What the fuck is a telegraph? Like, please explain to me. Somebody, tell me what a telegraph is. I don't know what that is. Somebody, right now, comment. I'm gonna give you a sec. I want to know what the hell a telegraph is. It makes absolutely no sense. What the fuck? What is that? What is a telegraph? Next off, we got Selextrix. Increase the damage of this item proc set by 30%. Decrease the time it takes for the proc to erupt to 1.5% from to what? But increase the cooldown of this. That's the biggest buff in history I've ever saw. Damn, that's pretty good. Shadow Rend. Okay, I run this set for the magic recovery, I believe. Change the item's proc set to occur when you take damage instead of when you heal damage. Increase the proc chance of this item set to 15% from 5%. Monsters summoned from this item set proc now deals damage instead of physical damage. Magic damage, that's okay. I didn't even know. I'm thinking of a completely different set. Increase the duration of the minor main debuff applied by this item set to 10 seconds from 5 seconds. Okay. Shadow of the Red Mountain. This item. Oh my god. This item proc set now spawns a volcano that erupts after 1 second and launches a projectile to close enemy instead of instantly dealing unavoidable damage. Why are you ruining the game? Like, why do you gotta do this? That's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's not, like, you shouldn't be why are these the game developers? That's just what I'm curious about. Like, who hired these fools? Let me catch ZeniMax making these changes one more time, please. Shield Breaker. This item set proc not only occurs once for each cast. Hold on, wait. Shield Breaker. This item's sets proc now only occurs once for each cast of a lightning or restoration heavy. Oh, am I retarded here? That's Shield Breaker as in Shield Breaker, like the Shield Breaker for stamina sets. This item proc set now only occurs once for each cast of a lightning or restoration staff heavy attack. What the fuck does that? What? What is that? I have to know what that means. I have to know what this means. Because Shield Breaker is actually really good now for stamina sets. If you guys don't know, that's like the secret. If you guys want to know, that's the secret right there. I'm telling you. I don't play stamina, but people who do play stamina rock Shield Breaker. It's a 5-piece to put on your jewelry. Wink, wink. But anyways. Slime Crawl, change the 1-piece bonus to a double 1-piece bonus, both weapon and spell critical chance, smart, instead of health recovery. Increase spawn of Mafia, increase the damage of the enemy's proc set by 5%, change the 1-piece bonus to max stamina instead of max health, smart. That's wow, that's really good. It's gonna be really, really good. Actually, Mafia is still sort of a normal proc set. Now, they didn't even really change Mafia, to be honest with you. That set was always really good to hit from behind with heavy attack. Storm Fist increases the shock damage of this enemy item's proc set by 10%. Physical damage portion remains unchanged. Okay, solid. Swarm Mother decreases the cooldown of this item set to 1 second from 2 seconds. Valdreth. This item's proc now occurs after 1 second delay and displays a warning visual on the set when the proc occurs. That's really stupid. That's actually retarded. Wow. I actually can't believe there's actually humans on this earth who are that stupid to make this change. Wow. That's not even overpowered. Like, you can't play the game if... I'm just going to stop. They shouldn't be making these changes at all. All these changes they should not be making. Viper Sting. This item proc set now deals its damage over 4 seconds instead of dealing damage instantly. Hold on a second now. In what world are people running Viper to deal full on, like, you're not hitting a proc of Viper and killing a person instantly, okay? For the most I think I've ever saw a Viper before was like 4K, and it's from some dude who literally can't walk 10 feet without running out of stamina. So, like, why are we nerfing that? It's literally going to be 500 damage per second. You know how little of damage that is, guys? You don't even understand. It's so stupid. Like, if you run Viper now, you're actually going to be retarded. Like, there's no point in running it. It's so stupid. Unless this can stack, and I know it can't, but maybe... Nah, it's so stupid. So item proc now drops a spore on the ground in front of you and explodes after 1 second instead of dealing damage. Unavoidable damage. Why? Do you know how hard it is to proc that? If you run Widowmaker, you're actually doing yourself a disfavor. Why do you gotta nerf everything? It's just so stupid. Itemization fixes and improvements. Item sets fixed a rare issue where some item set procs could critically strike. Isn't that's what it should be happening? But for some reason, ZeniMax is fucking retarded again. They should all be able to proc, in my opinion. It's so stupid. Armor of Truth. This item set procs now will function correctly when you set an enemy off balance. I don't even know what that is. Galerian's Revenge. Fix an issue with this item set will display the wrong name and death recap. Light Speaker. Fix an issue where there's an item set that was not adding spell damage to restoration. Staff light and heavy attacks. Okay. Ravager updated this item set's tooltip to indicate when proc cooldowns. Shroud of the Lich. Okay, here we go. This is what I run. Updated this item set's tooltip to more clearly indicate the proc's conditions. That's whatever. Vestments of the Warlock. You can even tell. It's I don't like. All right. Vestments of the Warlock. Updated the set's tooltip to clearly more indicate. Okay. Traits. Infused. Fixed an issue where the infused weapon trait was not reducing the cooldown on Oblivion damage enchantments. Okay. Okay, that's smart. They are getting a little bit nerf on this Oblivion damage, but technically they're getting a buff, so. But nobody runs infused, so it doesn't really matter. But however, infused is actually really good with Oblivion damage. Like, that would be really good. Oblivion damage is, you can't avoid it. It's amazing. It goes through shields and everything. So Alliance War and PvP. Raid check is no longer required for Alliance War groups formed through the grouping tool. Okay, that's smart. Art and animation. I don't even know why there was ready check. This is stupid. Art and animation fixes several collision issues where a variety of assets to reduce camera clipping in situations where a character would float above the assets. Blah blah blah. Let's see here. I don't think anything's too important here. Okay. I don't think anything here is. Yeah, nothing here is good. Oh, wow, you can now dye ebony. I don't understand why it wouldn't be dyeable. Okay. Okay, that's really good. Audio, general crafting economy. Let's see what we got. I think this should be almost. We're coming towards the end. I know that. Some trial stuff right there. Dungeons. Call fuel monsters during the encounter. It did have a lot. I'll give it that. If you can't solo it. I mean, you can, but. Okay. Reduce the damage from halberded fire maws. Ground quick. Okay. This City of Ash is going to be fucking retardedly easy now. It already is easy, in my opinion. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. I think this is about to be it. Housing is nice, though. I like the housing. Scroll through UI. Nothing too major here. I think we're covering everything here. Gamepad mode. I don't even know what this even is. What the fuck is gamepad mode? What is that? Somebody tell me what gamepad mode is. Alright. Wow, rip me, they buffed burning effect. Oh my god. This is so funny. Trait and minus rebalance. Love the patch in every single way. Hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute now. Who the fuck is this guy? You fucking love the patch? What the fuck is wrong with you? I like the approach proc sets, and I'm glad they were looked at individually rather than having a blanket nerf. They were not looked at if they were looked at individually, I digress. RK, you don't know what you're talking about, buddy. You don't know what you're talking about. If they were looked at individually from somebody who actually knows how to play the game, then you would realize that most of them have completely useless nerfs. But we're not going to go there. Cool stuff here. I guess there's some cool stuff here, but it's not. I mean, I like some of the updates here. Some of it, there's some good changes, though, bad changes. It's how every update is, to be honest with you guys. It's pretty expected, to be honest with you. A lot of changing. I like how they didn't change too much in classes this time. Sometimes they just go fucking overboard, and it's just so stupid. So that is the patch notes version 3.1.0. That will be for the public test server. Again, guys, things can change. These aren't always the official patch notes. Again, they have to go through PTS. However, they don't look at PTS when they're making the official patch notes. They never look at them. The only time they actually look at or will change these patch notes is basically it. Is if, for example, something crazy happened, like if you were set, you get like God mode or something. Other than that, they never change anything on here. because they just never change things from PTS. They don't care about PTS. PTS is actually sort of a useless thing. It only gives them time to create the last final, finalizations of the update. They don't actually change anything, because if they did, then nothing would be broken, and they always mess up. So PTS is sort of useless. So anyways, guys, this is basically the official patch notes. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know this was really long, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. And like for more content, I've been going at it for a while here. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, YouTube, this is when your boys down at Prodigy. And peace. Enjoy Morrowind, everybody. Enjoy it while it lasts.